All right, do we want to get into the software?
Yeah, for sure. Let's do it.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining again. We've done a few of these webinars now. I think this is the third one, and hopefully it's been beneficial communication-wise, learning more about your system and making sure you're taking advantage of all of the components, because there is a lot to it. So as you know, or maybe as you know now, there was a software update that was sent out this week with a lot of updates and new features and additions, both baseball, softball, some slow pitch additions, gaming, some registration technical stuff. So we'll kind of go over all of that. If you have questions, again, Elena's firing away there at the fingertips, and we want this to be interactive, so we can reply to your questions in the text, but we'll also probably try and address a lot of them just in our dialogue like we did last time. So feel free to bring it up, and we'll just start rolling through. So I will share my screen. We'll see this nice little update here. And can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So this is version, what is this? Version 5.7.92. There are, first off, you see this main welcome page. Before we go into that, one of the things that you'll notice is that when you update and you go into this, there may be a prompt that comes up immediately to register or create a new or to log into an existing administrator account. So we've fielded a lot of questions on that. It looks confusing, but it's actually pretty simple. So starting about a year ago, we had this online cloud registration through HitTrax.com. I think it was almost exactly a year ago when we started firing that up. If you, in the past year, have made an account with us on HitTrax.com, an administrator account, right, for your HitTrax systems, and you know your username and password, all you need to do on that left side is type that in and hit login, and you're good to go just like before, okay? If you forgot your password, or maybe you forgot your username or something, forgetting the password is very easy. You can go to HitTrax.com, and before you log in, type in your username, hit forgot password, and it'll prompt you to do that. If you forgot your username as well too, that's where we need to help you out a little bit. So you can reach out to Elena or myself or Mike or Bobby, or just shoot us an email or contact your rep, and we'll help you figure that out. So those are really that's how you're going to log in there. If you have not made in the last year a cloud account for an administrator cloud account, then you can just create a new one right there on the spot. So you go to register. Even though maybe you have an account on your software, this is different. So you'll go to register and you fill out the prompts there. It'll probably ask you to fill out a username, a password that you'll really want to remember, because that will be kind of your key to access for online gaming, and a lot more stuff on our website. So remember that info, write it down, and then you'll just create that new account. It may prompt you to put a credit card in as an administrator for the system. For subscriptions or the gaming fees. If you don't have any of those, you won't get charged, but it'll probably ask you to put that in. Did I miss anything there?
No, that was perfect. And I think, just to circle back on, if you have not downloaded the update yet, which came out yesterday, when you open your HitTrax app, it'll give you a window or an option to download right there. So we don't have to email you a link. There's nothing that you have to do through us from there. When you click download now, the window that Andrew is talking about, just to circle back on it, it's going to ask you for those credentials. So that you only have to link it that first time. And once you get past that window, you're going to be looking at this welcome screen right here. So if you have not yet seen that window, that's what's going to be coming up when you download the new version of HitTrax.
And the reason behind this, I know it seems a little bit funky, but we're really trying to streamline everything, which this online account piece is going to help out a lot, especially with things like the Friday night fights or things like recruiting in the future. So it's important to go through and do that process. That way you're set for everything in the future, and it's just going to make everything a heck of a lot easier.
If anybody has any questions too, as we roll through, shoot them in the chat. You know, I'm sure we've gotten a lot of people reaching out in the last couple of days on clarification. So, you know, I'm sure they'd be helpful to everybody else on the call as well. So don't be shy in the chat. We definitely want this, as Andrew said at the beginning of the call, to be super interactive and just make sure that you feel comfortable moving forward with the new platform.
Yep. So I guess to get into it, once you log in here, you know, what you see on the screen, we've always had that open space on the right side. We're kind of trying to turn that into a news feed, which is going to help out with a lot of the communication. So what you see right now is what is new with this update. So we'll get into all of this, the animation, the online gaming, the streamlined registration. So that can be kind of utilized as a news feed, where now, you know, we're able to update you with maybe there's a new tournament coming up, or maybe there's new stadiums available, or whatever it might be. Maybe there's a new, you know, program that you can join, or something like that. So that can kind of just be essentially your news feed, and there's little arrows there that'll toggle as well too, because sometimes it does seem a little bit quick. So we talked about registering your administrator account. I think very quickly we'll just go into creating the player profile. You probably have a lot of existing users already, which is fine. You don't really need to do anything for them right now. But if you have a new user coming in, we're going to go the same route. You're going to go to users/reports, and in the top left corner, you'll register a new user. And now, instead of seeing all those lists of categories, you just get a prompt here. If the player has already set up their own private, you know, personal online account, and they know their username and password, they can type this in here and log in. That is really if, let's say, Elena hits in Boston, and then she comes and visits Seattle, and she wants to bring her profile to the system that I have in Seattle. She can type in her username and password, and her profile will be brought down to your system. The important distinguishing thing here is that the data from Boston will not be sent to Seattle, but just her overall profile. So her data that she recorded in Boston stays there. The data she records in Seattle will stay here. But if she has an online cloud account, they'll merge together. And through a new upcoming app that we have, all of that data will be synced to her profile that she can view all together from one source. Now, if they don't have a profile there, you just hit register, and you see what you had here before. The only difference piece here from the past is you'll see we're not going to require a username or a password here for new users. They'll just fill this out as they would. And you want to make sure you put a valid primary email in there. And when they hit register, they'll get an email prompting them to create their own username and password that they can use moving forward. So if you remember, the verification of the players used to be here done by the administrator. We've just made that a little easier, and we put that on the player to go ahead and create that online portion of the account and to verify their profile. I think one important note is that if the players don't go through this process, their names won't be eligible for our online leaderboard for new users. Those new users will not be on the HitTrax, the leaderboard for velocity and distance. So it is just a good idea to make sure you let them know, hey, you're going to get an email, and just, I think it'll take about 30 seconds to fill out those pieces.
A good question here, Andrew, which I think will definitely apply in a lot of cases, is what happens if they have a profile but forget their credentials. So what that individual player is going to do there is they're going to go ahead and opt to make a user profile on your account. So instead of putting in those old credentials, they're just going to click register new user. So as Andrew goes in to the right, they're going to click register. And then that's going to send them a verification email address. They have two options there. They can either create a new account, or they can go to HitTrax.com, go to their old cloud account, and merge the two. So there's a couple ways to do that there, but it's probably going to be, you know, we'll see that a little bit. So the process again would be go to HitTrax.com, log in with their old credentials or recover them if they can't figure them out. and then merge their account to your local profile. Did I say that right, Andrew? Is that?
Yeah, you did. I mean, the important thing there is don't overthink this. I mean, if the player doesn't know their username or password, create a new profile here, right? And then for that data to sync online, the player's going to have to go through some work to recover their old profiles, which will be on them. And if they need help with us, through us, we'll help them out too. But yeah, don't overthink it. If they have a profile somewhere else, but they don't know this info, just create a new account. And then we can, they'll get the email prompt and we can help them recover those other accounts that they have if they can't get them. Cool. Okay, so that is that's regarding the player registration. I think, is there anything else under administrator we need to run through? We got the cloud feed access. We have the news feed there, registering a new account. I think that covers it.
Yep.
Okay. So, and also you see a little dashboard over here, an administrator talking about some of the pieces. So you see the dashboard reports, the ability to compare two different sessions. So this is kind of a tips and tricks menu, if you will, just to help kind of show some of the key pieces. Actually, this is a big piece right here. So one of the big pieces with this update too, if you use the video analysis function, the way videos are saved, they're saved locally on the computer, right? I have to get that to stick. They're saved locally on the computer, and you need to manually bookmark or star a video, send it to the cloud for you to access on your coach's app, or for the player to see it on their mobile app as well. Now, what we're going to do is we are actually going to automatically bookmark two videos. So we are going to take their farthest hit, farthest distance, and the highest exit velocity from each session and automatically bookmark it. If those two are the same, we have a qualifying factor using the quality hit game points to get that second video in there. So I think that's a really great function. So if you're not familiar with the app, that's, it's the desktop app that you can download to other computers to access this data. So that bookmarking will happen automatically on those top two videos from every session. All right. Any other questions on that, on the video?
Not yet.
Okay. Okay. If questions come up on that, fire them up. We'll circle back to that. I think in the meantime, let's go on to the fun stuff. So I think if you go to entertainment mode, some of the biggest pieces of this update are expanding the customer experience. If we go to batting practice and we kind of look through the stadiums on the right side, you see there's a boatload of new ones more on there. We've had BYU, a lot more colleges though. Now you have Durham, which is where Duke plays. They do have the bowl out there in left field. It's pretty sweet. Georgia Tech, LSU, University of Michigan. Rice is pretty sweet. Maybe I'll go into a session and show you a couple of these. So you see some new ones. Then on the right side, there's some other international stadiums, Coalican in Mexico, and then Moscow, Russia. Another piece, if we go to our skill level settings, we've added on the fast pitch side a professional level. That just increases the defensive ability. Is that right, Elena?
Yeah, definitely strengthens the defense. Exactly.
Field size stay the same.
Yeah, and a couple of stadium ads on the softball side as well at the University of Arizona and the University of Minnesota.
There you go. And then the fun one, and we talked about this before in one of our last webinars, is the addition of the slow pitch skill level settings. So you've probably heard this from us, but we've gotten a lot of people talking about how there are a lot of folks in slow pitch that love this system and it's a great fit. But there are so many different levels to softball. There are the folks that are, high level, they'll travel to national tournaments and they, with those bats, they can hit the ball, triple digit exit velocities. And then there are also folks that just, your beer league folks that like to come in and have some fun, or maybe a co-ed league where it's just more about kind of enjoying the camaraderie together. So if you go to the slow pitch level for the game, under skill level, we now have 6 different divisions. We have a men's and women's recreational, a men's and women's lower division, and a men's and women's upper division. The men's and women's recreational division, I think, is pretty similar to what it was previously. There is no additional defensive player out there. I believe the men's and women's lower and upper have an additional player, whether it's a rover or a fourth outfielder, and they will be able to, it makes it harder for balls hit up the middle, which is one of the biggest things we got feedback on. So feel free and toy around with those a little bit, but hopefully that helps make this competitive and usable for folks, across the board, similar to all of our other skill levels. And you can also indicate on the slow pitch whether the batter bats right or left. Reason being, I'll hit play ball, and if my audio messes up, let me know, Elena. You can take it over from there. I'll hit play ball, and can you still hear me all right?
Yep.
Okay, so if you notice, I'm going to go to skill reset. Let's go to men's upper. Now in softball, there's that rover up the middle, and this is for a right-handed batter because most righties are more likely to pull the ball here. Now if I switch this to left, that rover is going to move just to the right side of the pitcher. Now it's going to be a little bit tougher to pull the ball for a lefty. When you create these skill level settings, you'll be able to utilize that and indicate that as well.
That's awesome. I hadn't seen that yet, Andrew. That's awesome.
Yeah. And you know what? Let's look at the lower, because I think the lower still has, so the lower division still has the rover. I think the speed and the arm strength of the players is just a little bit reduced. Where are we playing right now? Is this Rice?
Looks like Rice.
Rice University out in Houston. So there's a new one. We got LSU, Tiger Stadium out there. I really like Coalacan, Mexico. And then Moscow, Russia. What are this? I think this one might actually, you might be able to go yard on this one a little bit easier. Is this a smaller stadium?
I don't know. I haven't played with this one too much. What does that say on your end? It's a little fuzzy.
Oh, it is? Yeah, it is. It's a small stadium out there. The center field is 360 for professional. We have also Tampa Bay. So rounding out the professional team, list there, Tampa Bay bringing up the rear. They're finally in there. I think they're in that stadium for quite a while. It's actually fun to hit at. I kind of like it. And I was told that hypothetically a ball could get stuck in the rafters. I don't know if that's happened yet or not, but Yuri told me that yes, a ball could technically get stuck in the rafters up there. And so if you see that, take a video of it.
It's awesome.
And I kind of skipped the big piece there. You got players on the field, right? So we talked a lot about enhancing the user experience and making this more engaging for players. Really, we want them to get excited about getting back, in the cages, getting back in the box, and wanting to come hit, especially with this added technology. So now you've probably seen these players out there. I don't have a system hooked up, but I can do a little computer hit here. Okay, so that was an 80-mile-an-hour hit right back at the pitcher, an unbelievable play. Let's move this to left field and put the ball in the air a little bit. So there's a line drive to center field. Fielder catches it, and that is kind of just showing you what happens with your singles. I'm going to take off.
Andrew, you want to turn off your turn off the fireworks so they can see it a little bit more.
I was kind of annoyed at that too. Yes, thank you. So there's a 90-mile-an-hour hit up the middle. Did I turn the boost on there? I did.
Looks like it.
Third time's the charm.
There Andrew, when you're hitting on your own, you're hitting on the boost and the fireworks. We're learning a lot about you here.
Yes, we like to have fun out here in Seattle. Okay, there's another shot in the gap. So what you'll see in the gaming module too, maybe we should do that. I'll show you, like these guys will actually turn the double plays and do sack flies and all of that. So if we go here, in a little game. Let's shoot a base knock up the middle. That should be a solid single. Runner on first, nobody out. Some new graphics on there as well too within the gaming module. Again, just kind of enhancing that experience for the player. And with a ground ball right to short, underhand flip with a nice little turn to first base, double play.
There you go.
So hopefully that makes it a lot more fun in the gaming. I think this player animation will really help out. One thing folks have asked us about on this is the ball flight is the view of the ball flight is a little bit different. You can toggle this on and off if you want to. So if I go back to, I believe, administrator settings, let's go admin, login, settings. Right within here, if in training mode, you still want to focus on the ball flight and really see the trail of the ball, which I've had a few people ask me about that. You can turn off the animation in training and keep it just for gaming, or you can turn it off altogether.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't want videos to automatically be bookmarked, you can uncheck that box there as well. So, because I know a lot of people like to see the ball flight, especially in training mode, they want to focus on the trajectory of the ball, which is probably a good case for that. Now these players, I believe, if you saw in the beginning, the animation is going to be included until the fall of 2020. So we're going to have everybody's going to use it now for free until the fall of 2020, September, October timeframe. In which case this will be built into an entertainment subscription. A lot of folks have been asking about the gaming, the $2 per game charge, and wanting to have a yearly option for that. So we're probably going to build this into something there to give you a chance to do that yearly.
And just to add on the account management and how that fits in with all of this is that the overall goal is to enhance the user experience, not just for the players, but for the admin too, and make it as easy as possible for you guys to know what's going on, what's coming out, and to just make sure your accounts are current. So the goal here with linking your account to that cloud account is we'll be able to give you notifications when things are coming up. So whether it's premium subscription or moving into that entertainment package, when it's time to renew that, so it doesn't just cut off. And hopefully down the line, we'll be able to do all of this directly on the kiosk. So as of right now, if you have to update your premium subscription, you're still going to use the admin account on HitTrax.com. In the future, the goal is to do this be able to do all of it directly on the kiosk.
Perfect. Somebody's asking, what boost do you think is most accurate? Well, I guess the short answer to that, the boost is not accurate at all. The exit velocities and the launch angles will remain accurate. All we're doing there is increasing the distance of the ball. So, if you're doing this with younger kids, I think a boost of 2 to 3 is actually good for like home run derbies and things like that. If you're really trying to have fun, you can go 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean, up to 10, where it gets pretty ridiculous. But for home run derbies and things like that, I'd say 2 to 3 is probably a good range for kids. And actually, to that point, I've heard from a lot of people that work with younger kids, when they actually, like very young kids, 5, 6, 7 years old, if they actually go to entertainment mode and turn the boost on a little bit, the kids, they get really excited and they see the ball actually going far on the field, and they start saying, okay, you know what, I can hit it farther than that, and they'll start trying to swing harder, and their exit velocity goes up. So
that's awesome.
Kind of a side note, but something I think that's kind of been cool feedback from folks have gotten.
That's awesome.
Okay, so I think we're ready to roll back into Friday night fights. If I'm not mistaken, what are we missing there? Slow pitch settings, new stadiums, animation. Yeah, I think we're ready to roll into the gaming module. So we've talked a lot about the Friday night fights. People have started to get teams registered for that. I imagine there's still probably a lot of questions on this as well too. The gaming module is where we'll roll into when we go to login. So Friday night fights, once again, you guys, I'm sure you've heard about it now, 1 to 4 players per team. It's a one-sided game. So 4 players can come in and they'll play their halves of a 7-inning game, however many runs they score, will be put to our online leaderboard, which is going to be on HitTrax.com. There's a Game Center button at the top of the website if you go there that will pull up these different Friday night fight divisions. So the players, if they score 20 runs in 7 innings, they can then go online and see where they stack up among all teams that have competed in their division. So this series is going to run, all right, what did we say, Elena? It's going to start at 12 o'clock noon Eastern. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay, 12 noon to 3 a.m. Eastern.
Eastern, you got it.
Okay, 12 p.m. to 3 a.m. Eastern, and on the West Coast, 9 a.m. to
midnight.
12 to midnight.
Yep, exactly.
Okay, so you can start getting people in there out on the West Coast at 9 a.m., 10 a.m., and they just need to play their games, which a 7-inning game for this is going to take probably 10 to 15 minutes. The teams will register. You'll come in here and going back to that online credential piece, this is going to be your administrator info. So whatever your administrator username or password is, you will use to log in. So going back to that very first page that opened up with the software, you want to make sure you have that sorted out if you know your credentials or if you need to make a new account. So we log in here. The top two, you can ignore the March series and the test Friday night fights. These are our 3 main divisions: Friday night fights baseball, men's slow pitch, and women's fast pitch. You see there's different divisions for each one of these tournaments. We have a 12U, a professional, and a high school division for baseball. Slow pitch, we have one recreational setting, one recreational division, I should say for now, that all folks can participate in. Without a doubt, that'll be expanded. People have asked us that before, if there will be more divisions. Yes, as long as we get the participation and the demand for it. And then the women's fast pitch has a youth level, 12 and under, collegiate, and a high school division. So let's say we have a fast pitch team that wants to participate. So what we're going to do, we've got 4 girls that have called us and reserved cage time for Friday at 12 o'clock, and they're collegiate. So what we need to do is we need to go to manage teams because we don't have any registered teams over here to input into that division. Okay, so I'm going to go to the top. I'm going to go to manage teams, and I have some teams over here that I've created. Here's this power hitters only fast pitch team that I've made. And you can see if they're eligible. If this team is eligible, which yes, they are, I can hit this plus sign and bring them right in. And it's going to tell you that by registering the team, you're accepting the team fees that will not get charged until they play their first game. For this week, you see at the bottom of the screen here under the rules and regulations, it's $5 per team, a one-time charge that will be made from the facility. And obviously you are building that into whatever your cage rental or team sign-up fee is to the end customer.
Sorry.
Did Mike join?
Yeah.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
Well, cameo here.
Bye. Bye.
Founder and CEO. Oh, you didn't want to stick around?
No.
Yeah, stay in here. Why not?
No. All right. I'll stick around.
All right.
What are we talking about?
So we're talking about the Friday night fights. Say it's $5 per team to the facility, and that's all it is to you guys. And then you can build that into your cage rental cost, or your some people have been doing a team fee for this where they're doing like $30 for the first game and $20 for every game after that. I think I like both routes. I like both options, but either way, this is just notifying you will get charged $5. So I'm going to add that team in there. And it just registered 4 players for the fast pitch collegiate division. Okay. Now, if I don't have a team that's eligible and I want to add a new one, we're going to go to new online team. Pick a cool team name, start out. I don't know what we want to do. I'm going to keep it boring. We'll go team HitTrax. And then we just need to add 4 eligible players. So
I'd go with Serena.
For
Serena.
sure.
Serena
Yeah.
over Venus. Yeah.
For sure.
She's a monster.
I'm sticking
J-Lo,
with J-Lo too.
no, I don't know.
You know J-Lo's getting hitting lessons from A-Rod.
Yeah, I've seen. I follow them on Instagram. I'm not impressed by her.
Mariah Carey or Taylor Swift then?
I'd go with the other Williams sister.
I'm a Swiftie, so I'm actually going to go, nope, Swift. Put her on there.
I'm sorry. If you want your own team, Elena, you gotta make your choice here. This one's for Mike.
You gotta go with the athletes. Come on.
All right, that's
Yeah.
fair. That's fair.
I think. All right, so we'll do a 3-person team, which actually is a good example. It doesn't have to be 4 players. So again, if Elena wanted to play by herself, she could just do herself, but she'll take the help from the Williams sisters.
For sure.
That's a lineup.
So I had a lot of fun with this database. What's important to remember here, though, when you make these teams, you do have to register them as the correct skill level setting. So if I just hit save now, the team wouldn't be eligible. You notice on the bottom left are the specs for the division that we're looking at. You need to save the team with those same specs. We go fast pitch, college, and we can save them. If you have a high school fast pitch player that wants to play this, you can add that player to this team too, as long as you save this whole team as the college skill level setting. But for example, if you had a professional player in here, they couldn't play down in this division. So we hit save, and now we see that that team's eligible and we can pull them in.
So down below is all of the information for each one of the highlighted series on the left, right? So you get all else.
Yep. So these are again, it's going to take one $5 fee to sign up, but they can play as many games as they want. There are some specs for each division that we've made. So for 12U, for example, on the bottom, I think one of the important things you see here is the plate speed is set to 50 miles an hour plus or minus 20. If you can get the plate speed to 50, that's what we want to try and shoot for. The reason we've given the range is a lot of folks have restrictions with cage sizes. So if you have to go, closer, or you don't have a machine, for example, you can still find a way to compete. For the professional level, 60 mile an hour plate speed here, plus or minus 20. So you have to have a pitch come in at 40 miles an hour for a hit to count. And the pitch speed cannot exceed 80 miles an hour for a pitch to count. Best you can shoot for that 60 mile an hour range.
Andrew, let's talk a little bit about the 4-pitch rule too.
Yeah, so we were actually just talking about this now. The 4-pitch format. So basically, rather than keeping track of balls and strikes the entire time and having walks and strikeouts and all of that, there's just going to be a 4-pitch limit per at-bat. And to my understanding, there's no strikeouts or walks, right? We're not doing strikeouts. Is that what Tom mentioned?
Yeah,
okay.
No walks.
No strikeouts or walks, so you can't, rig the system and just walk the bases loaded and hit a bomb. So no matter what, if you're on your 4th pitch and let's say you swing and miss or you foul it off or it's a ball or something, that's the end of the at-bat and that's an out. Okay, so you have 4 pitches to put a ball in play. So there's some strategy involved in that. And you want to wait for your pitch, but also if you get down to the last pitch, you don't want to, get stuck with having to swing at that one no matter where it's thrown.
And just remember too, I mean, for, moving forward with this new format, all available series will be different. So one might be a 4-pitch rule and one might be a full at bat. So anytime you click on a series that's upcoming or available, they're going to be here active on the left. And then all of the information for that series is going to be below. So pay attention, to these details and what's upcoming, and just keep in mind that every format is going to be different.
Hey, did you guys talk about the eligible and non-eligible there on the right?
Yeah, I think we did. So, I mean, a team would not be eligible if you have, so let's say I want to put a team into this high school baseball division. You notice the Stars and Stripes baseball team is set to the professional level, so they're not eligible. But even if I had this team set, let's say I edit this team with that pencil tool, even if I had this team set to high school, I can remove a couple players and add a professional player and save it. And that team should still be, well, now it says they're eligible for that. So so they are eligible, and we add them in, and that ineligible player will not be added. Is that correct?
Why don't you do that and test it out? But my understanding is that you absolutely need to have the team, the skill level of the team match the skill level of the division. So if you do that, and then you go to, you did that with Stars and Stripes, right?
Yeah, I just pulled them in. Let me remove them. Stars and Stripes, they are eligible. I want to edit this. And
who was your professional there?
So we've got, I'll just put myself in.
Okay. Well, yeah, you are a professional, and you just kept on throwing more. Okay.
And we'll save it.
And now they're registered. Register them. So click on the plus sign.
Yep. And continue.
And yep, that's perfect. And now they're registered. Now you leave it down in the lower right-hand corner, and you go back to the screen. And now Stars and Stripes is registered. You can hit play ball, but go to the before you do that, go to the pencil again, and let's see who's eligible. Andrew. So Andrew, you are. So you're playing down on that. So you can take you off the roster there, and if you wanted to, and hit save. And now there'll be 3 people. Hit save. And you'll see in the upper right-hand corner, the batting order, you're no longer included. Now they defaulted 1, 2, and 3. Billy Joel with his speed is leading off, Bobby, and then Connor Kramer. You could swap it if you wanted to. And then you got going. So if you want to add yourself back in, you simply go to the pencil icon, add yourself in again, and you're going to be playing down. But again, the team skill level must match the division skill level. If not, you're not going to be able to do that. I'm not sure what that error message was there, but hit save.
Yeah, it says
online player.
Yeah, well, it's saying the max roster size has been increased, but has been reached. But I think that's just because I have the professional skill level setting.
Okay. Okay, and then you hit play ball, and then that'll come right up.
When you hit play ball here, that's when that $5 charge will come in. And then again, they'll be able to repeat these games without that charge.
Yeah, but super important, the team skill level has to match the division skill level. It's not going to allow you, and then you have your batting order and all that, but it's not going to allow you to play until unless that team and the tournament skill levels match. You got Billy Joel batting cleanup, huh? Okay.
I really like Billy Joel a lot. Yeah. So, and for this, again, we've been working with Easton, who's been a great partner of ours for a while. So every participant is going to get a coupon code to immediately use on Easton's website. And the winners of each division, which can be viewable again on HitTrax.com, the Game Center tab, can be the winners of those divisions will get free Easton bats, whether it's a 1-person team or whether it's a 4-person team. I think we talked to them before. It's going to be the Ghost bat fast pitch, which is one of the most popular bats in the game, right?
Right.
So every winner will get a Ghost bat. They're going to get the new ABV bat for the baseball side of things, which is, again, I think their most popular. I think it's a 2-piece bat. And then for the fast pitch side, I think they're trying to figure out whatever their most popular bat is right now, and they're going to let us know.
Yeah, I just pulled it up. It's a Ronin. Is a dual bat. It can be used both in U-Trip and USA.
Excellent. So the last piece on the rules and regulations, we talked about the pitch speed, the 4-pitch format, 7 innings. There is a 30-minute time limit on this, so they can't just goof around the whole time, or if they can't score 150 runs in a game. But also, just some recommendations that we've made. I've said this before, but For professional teams in the baseball professional division, we want them using wood bats as best we can. For high school, we want them using BB core bats. And for 12U, if they can use the USA bats rather than the travel ball USSSA bats, that's preferred. I had somebody hit me up and say that their guys only use USSSA. I know that might be the case for some people, which is fine. We're going to go mostly by the honor system here, but as best you can, USA for 12U baseball, wood for pro, BB core bats for high school. And then for slow pitch, I believe it's just a USA bat. And then for the Friday night fights, what is it, ASA certified? Is that what it is, Elena?
Got it. Yep.
Yep. ASA certified for all 3 divisions here. And again, as best you can, use standard balls, standard baseballs and softballs. Some people have the dimple balls, which is okay. Again, I haven't seen much of a velocity discrepancy. It's been minimal on those. As best you can, use real baseballs and softballs, but if you need to use those dimple balls, that's okay. We just want to make sure everything's fair, and we, as best we can keep everybody on a level playing field here, because I know this will get competitive. We have a lot of people that are already trying to sign up right now.
Yeah, we're trying. This is our first week, so we'll take all of the lessons learned from this first week, and we'll modify things for the ongoing, and different rules and different formats and different divisions, of course. So be a little patient with us. So this is our first attempt at it, and so far we're hearing a lot of good things, positive things, and a lot of interest in it. So we're expecting a lot of teams out there. So.
People ask me if they had the ability to do this for home run derbies, which right now you can't play home run derbies online, but I know one of your babies, Mike, has been the smash ball or rally ball.
Yeah, that's a new game that's going to be coming out in our next release, probably only in a month or so. It's kind of a combined gaming module and point game, and you get 12 at bats or 6 outs, whatever comes first, to score as many runs as you can. So that's something that's going to be we're working on now. So you guys will see that soon, and that'll be a tournament format, an online tournament format. If that was your question, Andrew. Yeah,
absolutely. I think so. It's just kind of building off what Elena said. There's new stuff each week.
Oh God, yeah. We're a lot in queue right now. We took a step back when the pandemic hit and really kind of focused on what the facilities are going to need to kind of come back strong and get these players back into the academies, get some business for you guys, and this online tournaments. We thought it was a great way to do it because, frankly, they're missing the competition. I've been hearing some leagues are actually starting, which is good news, outdoor leagues. But a lot of the states, not so much. So this, we think, is a good way for the kids to come back into your state, your facilities, and generate business for you guys, generate competition in gaming. And of course, you need to abide by the occupancy rules for your state. So anywhere from 1 to 4 players. So if you're tight with one player, you can't have multiple people there. You have one player. If you got 25% capacity, then maybe 4 players is a good amount for you guys. So so hopefully it's going to work out well for everyone. All right. Well, this is I'm going to leave. So this is the result.
I think we're going to leave too. Yeah, I think we wrapped it up. Yeah.
Oh, is it okay? So this was a result of sharing licenses, which is. I just wanted to eat lunch and watch you guys, and all of a sudden I'm participating. I don't know.
Well, thanks for joining.
Everybody, thanks for joining. Seriously, I mean, if anybody that's on the call, always feel free to reach out to us. If there's any questions we can answer, shoot us an email, shoot any of us a text. We're always around to help, and we're excited. Definitely, I'll speak for all 3 of us. We're really excited for this first event tomorrow night. So anything we can do to help you guys get it going, just let us know.
Yep. Make your account. Don't forget your admin account. Hit us up if you have problems with that. That'll be important for Friday night fights. And there's one last question. Can they register after tomorrow? Can they register after them? I'm
So
not sure exactly what.
I think what you mean for the Friday night fights, and just to clarify, every Friday night is going to be its own tournament. So tomorrow will be its own tournament. We'll have a winner. Everybody that participates will get the coupon codes. Next Friday will be its own tournament. So you register.
Completely new, not tied.
Completely new.
Yep. So yeah, exactly right. So just being able to have time to promote it, like you mentioned, absolutely. The next week you'll see stuff coming from us right after this one ends. But the next sponsor will be True Diamond Science with a similar format of the winners getting prizes, and then the following week we'll have somebody new. So yeah,
and kind of the beauty of this is it'll be every Friday, so that's what you can promote. And teams don't have to participate every single week. It won't impact their standing for that particular week, but that's what you can promote throughout your facility, is that every Friday there will be a Friday night fights for your kids to compete in.
And give us feedback on the divisions you want to see. So we chose a few divisions this week to start it out. But if you're looking to get more, I don't know, slow pitch, recreational leagues, or maybe more serious, we have different skill levels now, if they told you, on the softball side. So let us know if you want to see different divisions in there, and we'll put them in. So yeah, feedback, please.
Even a different, I've had a few people say, hey, I can't make Fridays. Can we do it Tuesday? So we'll look into stuff like that too, which is easy to replicate.
Totally.
This is the beginning of the online series. So we're talking about maybe a Father's Day tournament, and the HitTrax Open you're going to hear a lot about. That's going to be for minor leaguers and pro softball players. That's going to happen sometime in July. I'm waiting for MLB to figure out what they're doing, and all the states to open up. So we got a lot in the pipeline. So again, feedback, please, whatever you guys think is going to work for your organization, let us know, and we'll try to incorporate it moving forward.
Yep.
I like it. I can see you guys again. You disappeared when I was sharing my screen.
Yeah. Nice haircut.
Thank you. I felt lonely.
All right. I'm going to stop the share unless anybody has any final questions.
No, thank you. If you have questions,
Chris.
call
Appreciate
us,
everybody's
text us,
time.
email us. Yep.
All right. So let's stop this.